Hey everybody, how's it going? Long time no see, long time no hear. I hope everybody's doing well. Today we're going to be doing some manure spreading, yeah, so this is my path to get back to the manure pile. Manure pile is getting pretty good sized, and we're going to be vacating this home very soon. So we have about 8 days left before we need to vacate. They close on the home and we get funded. So it's going to be a real interesting few weeks for us. There's going to be a period of time where we're actually homeless and we're probably going to have to live in a hotel. So yeah, it should be fun. But anyway, guys, I got the TL90 over there warming up. Trailer moved out of the way. I drug the manure spreader back from the farm. I brought it over there thinking that I wasn't going to be able to spread till after I get my first cutting, but it has been very dry here. So a couple of my fields are dry enough to be able to drive out on and spread some manure. So that's what we're going to do. All right, guys. So we're hooked up to the spreader, and I didn't want to have to move the horse trailer too, so I got to kind of thread myself through the exit entrance, but feels good to finally be getting this done. Like I said, we were thinking that we weren't going to be able to spread until after first cutting, which is probably going to be like late May, early June, and the new owners were going to be here, and didn't want to have to do it that way. So glad we're able to get out and get that done now. Get a little toasty in here. It's been in the mid-60s for probably a week and a half, 2 weeks, and we're starting to get used to it. I love this warm weather. I'm not wearing a hoodie every day now. It's just wonderful. All right, we're disconnected. Gonna get to loading. This will be my first time actually connecting the PTO to an implement and running it, like actually using it. I hooked it up to the disc mower just for fun. I wanted to see what the disc mower felt like on the back of the TL90 versus the other New Holland, and I'll tell you what, the other New Holland, it handled that mower pretty good, but this thing couldn't tell that mower was on it. It literally, it did not squat the right side tire. Engaging the PTO, the motor barely even grunted at all at idle. This tractor will be a real nice fit for the H6740 disc mower. I think it's going to be a great little combination. Oh, come on now. And so yeah, I think it's going to be good, guys. Like I said, I really would one day like to get a pull type. I think well, that is the way to go if you can. I know a lot of the entrances to my fields are kind of narrow, so I guess that is one benefit. But we'll see. Connecting to the H6740 is pretty easy. The problem is just getting them set up. The 3-point disc mowers are kind of a pain to get set up. For those of you that have never used one, for those of you that have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so that's kind of one of the main reasons that I like to go with the pull type. But we'll see. I will be keeping that mower for a little while, at least this year. I guess I could have got a bigger scoop than that, but whatever. right now is the moment that two things I'm really wishing I had. One, an 8-foot bucket, or a 8-foot bucket. This is a 6-foot bucket, 72 inches, and my tractor is 94 inches wide. So there's that gap from where with the bucket being narrower than the tractor. It's not going to be fun for getting up close to this fence. When I built this little alley for manure, I had smaller tractors in mind. I just wasn't thinking that I was going to end up in that 100 horsepower chassis size. But anyway, so yeah, and the other thing, like I mentioned earlier, was not having a second tractor. It would be so nice in times like these to have a second tractor. I talk about this every time I spread, I know, but connecting and disconnecting over and over just isn't fun. I know compared to you guys, to a lot of you that watch this, I don't have that much manure to spread. I'll bet you I got 5 or 6 loads. The new owners, I asked their realtor if they wanted me to leave them a small pile of manure for their garden if they plan on gardening, and they said that they definitely want some, so I'll leave them some. This is the first part of this pile is it's about 50-50 cow and horse manure, and towards the rear of the pile, it's mostly horse manure, but should still make good fertilizer. So, for those of you that are wondering, we will continue to hay this ground. We have roughly 35 to 40 or so acres that we currently hay in the area that we live. We will hold on to that until we figure out what's going on. So, we do plan on increasing the amount of cattle that we're going to run. So even if we end up with, let's just say, 40-50 acres over at the in the vicinity of the new farm, more than likely we will keep this hay ground, and we'll do that so that we know that we have a buffer. It's better to have too much hay and sell some than it is to have not enough hay. So we have the equipment. Everything is in place to simply just grow the farm from here. So we will be, like I said, keeping this hay ground. We're going to continue to take care of them, even if I find out that I am not going to hay them next year. I will more than likely continue to spread manure on these fields. There's a good chance that a friend of mine will be taking these fields over. We will see. So with that being said, let's get back to the video.
countdown for the top 50 rock songs of ever.
Alright guys, spreader's working great, knock on wood. It's turned out to be a real good spreader for me, and yeah, so far so good. We may or may not have as many loads as I thought we were going to. Last year I had 5 loads, I believe it was, and the cows weren't quite as big back then, so I'm not, well, I guess we had the cows longer. So excuse me while I think out loud here. But yeah, so the new farm, we've been spending a little bit of time over there. We've been moving all of our stuff. I have the shop just about all cleaned out. All my machine welding stuff, my welding table, all those big ticket items are they're at the new farm in a temporary spot. As you guys seen on my farm tour video, I've got some work to do before I can start permanently setting up my shop, and it's kind of too bad. I mean, I'm blessed with a real good opportunity, so I'm obviously very grateful here, but it's going to be a little bit before I'm able to fabricate, and that's something I'm not used to. So I have a lot of electricity to run. It's going to be a big task getting everything done there. So I'm hoping by the end of the summer we'll have enough done there to where we can be close to normal. That's my goal, and take the fall and the winter to finish things up, and at least like I said, get to where things are mostly normal. The barn's going to need a lot of work. There's some fairly big changes that I want to do to the barn. The feeding stanchions, as you guys saw, or I guess just the feeding bunk, it needs completely rebuilt, and I'm trying to decide what to go with. Do I go with like a locking stanchion? Because right now I don't have any way to work cattle, and I'm debating on do I get like a locking head gate and then just build a little poor man's tub type setup and work it that way, or I don't know. A buddy of mine, he works his cattle just with the locking stanchions, and so I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I don't think it's too terribly expensive to get that stuff. Yeah, so it's starting to get pretty narrow in here between the trees on the left and the hop wire there. I should have pulled those trees out. I don't have my chainsaw here or anything, but yeah, that alley's pretty narrow. I got probably 6 inches on either side, and so when I scoop, I gotta try not to lose traction in the back, because you can kind of shimmy off to one side, and I don't want to get myself in a pickle where I end up with a T-post going through my rear tire. So that would be a bad day. We don't need that, but yeah, this has been a great spreader. It's just big enough to where, I don't know, a guy like myself doesn't feel like it's too small, but I know as I continue to collect critters on the farm, it's probably going to end up needing to get replaced with something bigger down the road. But we're not going to worry about that for now. I have a lot of other things I need to purchase and worry about. So that was a good one. So the tedder I was going to buy out of Canada isn't going to happen for a few reasons. The money that I was going to spend on that tedder got spent elsewhere, and I do still have enough to buy a decent used tedder, but that was a really nice one for the price. That was easily a $3,500, $4,000 tedder, and I was going to get it for about $2,100 US. But I see the guy took it off Craigslist, and he gave me first dibs on it because I drove up with my trailer and I wanted to buy it. I had cash, but it was buried in a shop and we couldn't get it out. So he said, well, I'll give you first dibs on it. But the thing is, with the border shut down right now, there's nothing, I can't go get it. So, and all the other tedders on the market right now in that $2,000, $2,500 range, they're just kind of junk. Everything that I want, that I would want to buy, currently is sitting right around that $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 mark. So I might, I'll probably be, unfortunately, using the hay bob this year, which sucks because one of the things I do the most is ted. I ted, see, now I'm in that pickle I was talking about. One of the things I do the most is ted. I'll ted a field. I'm gonna have to put this in 4-wheel drive. I'll ted sometimes 3, 4, even upwards of 5 times, and I only cut once. You cut your field once, you bale your field once, and for the most part you only rake your field once. But I have to ted this, and I'm gonna have to really be careful on these next couple loads. This is the last scoop for this load. Alright, take her on a 4-wheel drive. This push button 4-wheel drive is freaking awesome, guys. I'll tell you what. That has got to be probably, other than the cab, that is one of my favorite features about this. I've had to use it several times now, and it is just so nice. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I can get by with a smaller mower. I can get by with not getting around baler soon because there's money in small squares. Every time you go out to the field, basically you're losing money, and tedding is one of those things that I do the most. And so I was really hoping that I could have picked up a 4-star tedder, or 4-basket tedder, whatever you guys want to call it. So that's a little bit disappointing, but who knows? You never know what's going to happen. The right tedder might pop up for the right price, and I might just have to pull the trigger on it. So I'm not going to count it out. I'm going to take that branch down. So anyway, I'm going to get to back it up and hook it up to the spreader, and we'll get you back. Alright, so there goes that super annoying beep that happens every time you take the e-brake off. I would love to change that. I need to find that beeping mechanism and rip it out. That's what I need to do.